cloud, the internet isn't magic, it's wires. When most people think of the internet, they imagine some fluffy cloud floating above their heads, storing cat videos and TikToks. Hate to break it to you, it's not magic, it's wires. Yep, actual wires running under the ground and even across the ocean floor. Some are fiber optics, which are like super speedy glass straws that shoot light beams carrying information. Others are copper wires, the same stuff that brings electricity into your house. Think of it like a giant web of invisible plumbing. Instead of water, data flows through. But here's the kicker. Your memes don't just float around randomly, they travel through these pipes in super tiny bits. So next time you're streaming YouTube at 2 AM, just know your video is racing through wires under oceans, jumping across routers, and dodging millions of other signals like an Olympic sprinter. Oh, and satellites? Yeah, they help too, but they're more like backup dancers. The real star of the internet show is those cables under our feet. Imagine thousands of miles of spaghetti connecting the whole planet, and boom, you've got the internet. Not as fluffy as a cloud, but way cooler. Servers are the internet's grocery stores. Okay, so the internet's wires are like roads, but what's actually sitting on those roads? Servers. Think of servers like grocery stores. When you want snacks or memes, you don't grow them in your backyard, you go to the store. Same with the internet. When you want a website, your computer visits a server. A server is just a fancy computer that's always awake, unlike you at 7 AM. It stores websites, files, videos, and emails. Every server has a special address called an IP address. But here's the problem. IP addresses look like phone numbers on steroids. Like, who remembers 72.14.205.100? Not me. That's why humans invented names like Google.com or YouTube.com. Way easier. So, when you type YouTube.com, your computer basically says, "Hey, server, give me the chips. Videos." The server grabs what you asked for and tosses it back through the wires. Without servers, the internet would be an empty road with no gas stations, no McDonald's, and definitely no memes. And honestly, a memeless internet sounds scarier than your math teacher when you forget your homework. Clients, ISPs, and the middlemen. Here's the thing, you, my friend, are not directly plugged into the internet like a server. Your laptop, phone, or tablet is what we call a client. That means you're like the customer at the grocery store. You don't own the store, you just shop there. To connect, you need an internet service provider, ISP. That's the company you pay monthly to keep your Wi-Fi alive, like Comcast, AT&T, or whatever company keeps sending your parents bills. They're the middlemen, handing you the keys to the internet highway. Let's say you're chilling on your couch and want to visit AOL.com. Yes, it still exists and your grandma probably still uses it. Your laptop doesn't know where AOL is, so it shouts, "Hey ISP, get me to AOL.com. The ISP says, "Got it buddy," and zooms you through their servers to the destination. Without an ISP, your device is like a car with no roads. It's powerful but going nowhere. So, while you might roast your Wi-Fi for being slow, remember it's the only thing standing between you and a life without TikTok. And no TikTok? That's basically medieval times. Emails, Aunt Ruth, and the packet party. Let's talk email. Yes, it's still alive even if you mostly use DMs. Imagine you send a birthday email to Aunt Ruth who's still on dial-up because she thinks Wi-Fi is a yoga pose. You hit send on Gmail and boom, the email zooms through the internet wires to AOL servers. Later, Aunt Ruth dials in, hears that screechy beep boop modem noise, and finally downloads your email. But here's the wild part. Emails, photos, and even YouTube videos don't travel as one giant chunk. Nope, they break into smaller pieces called packets. Think of packets like Lego blocks. Your email gets smashed into hundreds of Lego pieces, scattered across the internet, and reassembled perfectly when Aunt Ruth opens it. It's like sending a birthday cake through the mail, but instead of shipping the whole cake, you ship one slice at a time. And somehow, when it arrives, the cake looks perfect again. That's packets, tiny slices of information racing across the globe, avoiding traffic jams, and sticking together in the end. If only my socks after laundry worked like packets. Packets versus your boss's screen. Here's a nightmare. You're at work, secretly scrolling Instagram, while your boss is doing important research. You're both online, but what's stopping your TikTok packets from ending up on his computer? Yikes. That's where IP addresses and routers save your butt. Every device connected to the internet has its own IP address, like a name tag. It tells the routers, hey, this packet belongs to me, not the boss. Routers are like traffic cops, directing packets to the right destination. Your Instagram packet is like, yo, I'm heading to Jane's laptop, not the boss's boring spreadsheet. The router checks the address and sends it the right way. Without routers, the internet would be chaos. Your cat videos could end up on your teacher's computer mid-class. Awkward. So next time your boss walks by and you quickly switch tabs, thank the routers. They're the only reason your personal packet party doesn't crash someone else's screen. The internet is basically a giant post office, making sure no one gets your love letters or worse, your search history by mistake. Routers, the packet GPS. Let's zoom in on routers. Imagine you're mailing candy to a friend across the country. You don't drive it there yourself, it passes through multiple post offices. Each one adds a stamp or note saying, "Next stop this way." Routers do the exact same thing for packets. Every time your packet hits a router, it gets wrapped with another address layer. By the time it reaches the server, it's dressed like an onion, so many layers. The server then replies, sending packets back with their own wrappers. On the way home, each router peels a layer off until the packet safely lands on your screen. It's like playing hot potato, but instead of dropping potatoes, routers pass packets at lightning speed. You may never notice it, but your packets could pass through 10-15 routers before showing you a single web page. That's teamwork. So yeah, routers are the unsung heroes of the internet. Without them, your packets would be lost like your socks in the dryer. And let's be real, a missing sock is annoying, but missing Wi-Fi? That's a national emergency. Speed, traffic, and the race of data. The internet isn't just about wires, servers, and routers, it's also about speed. Imagine every piece of information you send, whether it's a meme, a video, or a text, as a tiny race car. Each packet is zooming down digital highways, trying to get to its destination as fast as possible. But here's the catch. Just like in real life, traffic jams exist. That's why your YouTube video buffers right when the villain is about to reveal the big secret. Your packets are basically stuck in rush hour traffic, honking their little digital horns. Now, not all packets take the same route. Some race on the fast highway, others get rerouted through side streets, and some even take a vacation through another country before landing on your screen. It's like ordering pizza and half of it arrives hot and fresh while the other half shows up an hour late and kinda cold. That's why fiber internet feels like a Formula 1 car blasting down the track, while dial-up is basically a donkey pulling a wagon uphill. So, the next time Netflix freezes mid-scene, don't scream. Just picture your packet sitting in traffic, waiting patiently to cross the finish line. The internet, your secret superpower. So, here's the big reveal. The internet isn't magic, it's teamwork on a global scale. Wires buried under oceans, servers storing endless data, routers directing traffic, packets racing around the globe, all of it working together in harmony like the world's largest orchestra. Except instead of violins and trumpets, we've got cables, routers, and servers. Every time you send a message, click a link, or stream a TikTok dance, you trigger a chain reaction. Packets zip across countries, routers shout out directions, and servers work overtime to deliver what you asked for, all in less than a second. Honestly, the internet works faster than your brain deciding what to eat for lunch. And now, you officially know more about how the internet works than most adults do. So, the next time someone tells you the internet lives in the cloud, you can smirk and say, "Nah, it's really spaghetti cables, Lego packets, and routers playing hot potato." Without the internet, we'd lose memes, cat videos, and all the things that make scrolling at 2 a.m. fun. Life would be quiet, too quiet. And trust me, a world without memes? That's scarier than any horror movie. The internet is your secret superpower. And that's the internet explained like you're 5, but cooler. Now go flex your new knowledge the next time the Wi-Fi goes out.